We
We're
are
back.
back.
All right. What is it? Oh, a little late. 2 minutes late. But that's all right. Welcome back to another edition of Live Feed Read. I am Paul Reed, your host. The Ed McMahon to my Johnny Carson, Jason Crawford, appearing
That's
live
right.
from Tallahassee. Uh,
Yes.
this one here may be a little more. This episode may be a little more jumbled than others because I
Okay.
literally just got this case when I was eating my Marco's pizza and salad and said, "Ooh,
Okay.
let
Small
me
plug there.
bump, let me bump this up because I found it to be pretty interesting." It it's hot off the presses from the United States District Court in the Southern District of New York, and
Okay.
the ruling was February the 17th of 2026, so a few days ago.
Right.
And so let me give you a little background here. An individual, a CEO of several corporations, was arrested and accused of securities fraud, wire fraud, making false statements to auditors. Basically, they call that white collar crimes, money crimes,
Right. Okay.
in the hundreds of millions of dollars. So,
That's a
uh-oh.
lot.
All right, so he gets wind that this is coming down the pike, you know. And so what does he do, Mr. Crawford?
Files bankruptcy? I don't know.
Yeah, you can't file bankruptcy for stealing crap, but good guess. Basically, he must have a AI platform by the name of Claude.
Okay.
And
Okay.
so he goes to his, and I'm assuming this is a relatively intelligent man, businessman, CEO, hundreds of millions of dollars. He's
Okay.
allegedly stealing it. So, he's not unsophisticated. So he goes to Claude, which evidently like 800 million people do a day worldwide to
Okay.
AI platforms, which is not surprising. But either way, he goes to Claude and starts asking questions, inputting information, and trying to anticipate what United States of America, the government's case is going to be, what arguments he can make, what are the facts and how might they apply, things of that nature.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
As do many people, he goes to Claude in the just that Claude is just as smart as a lawyer, which a lot of people go to AI and you know it better than I and think
Yeah.
this is as smart as anybody. It's a
Yeah. Yeah.
computer
Yeah.
and it's as smart as anybody and so I can
Okay.
ask questions, I can feed it information and get answers and so forth and so on, which is
Yeah.
what this guy did, right?
Okay. Yeah. 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 I'm with you so far.
Okay.
I'm tracking. I'm tracking. Yeah.
All right. So
Yeah.
either way, after the grand jury begins its process of deciding whether to indict him or not, he finds out and he starts trying to build his case.
Okay.
That's the short version, and he
Right.
uses
And
Claude to
he's
do so.
using AI. Right. Okay.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Then he gets arrested
Okay.
for these charges that we had discussed, and he hires a lawyer. All
Okay.
right, you with me
Yeah.
so far?
Yes. 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 Yes.
So the government says, "Hey, we're going to subpoena Claude
Ooh.
and get
Oh
everything you said to
man.
him, everything he
Oh
said to
man.
you, and so forth and so on."
I didn't see this coming. I thought it was going somewhere
Yeah,
else. Keep
I,
rolling.
well, I hear you.
Keep going.
So his defense lawyer says, "No, that's attorney-client privilege, and it's work product, meaning the things
Mm.
that the CEO was doing was in anticipation of litigation. The
Okay.
work product principle is simply if the attorney is preparing materials in or even beforehand, but you're anticipating litigation, then
Mm-hmm.
that can be work product, and the other side doesn't get it.
Interesting.
Example, let's say I hire, even before a suit, I hire a radiologist to read some MRI films.
Okay.
All right, because I think it's A, B, and C, and my radiologist says no, it's not A, B, and C, it's X, Y, and Z, and it's not related to this car wreck.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Well, I don't like that, of course, for my case.
You wouldn't. Yeah.
So we file suit, and the defense attorney says, "Hey, I want what
Those
the
records.
doctor said in
Right.
his report to you," and I like, no. This
Okay.
is an expert I hired in anticipation of litigation, and it's work product. You don't get it.
All right. I've got a couple of questions already.
I'll write them down. Hold on,
Okay.
because
Damn it.
I gotta
All
keep
right.
my train of thought.
Keep it.
Other
Go,
things.
go, go, go.
Let's say I again am thinking about filing suit, and I go out and
Yeah.
I start taking witness statements. Those are also work product. I went out in anticipation of litigation and started asking people questions.
Yeah.
Defense wants to know, what did you ask them and what did they say? That's work product.
Okay.
All right. So work product is just things that the lawyer does in anticipation of litigation, or even it can be during litigation. Mental impressions, what I think, what I write down, notes I take, things of that nature you don't get.
Okay.
All right. So moving on, the government says, hey, we want this information. And the lawyer says, well, it's work product and it's attorney-client.
Yeah.
And we should not have to give them to him.
Okay.
All right. Well, the federal court does a little analysis. And it says, well, attorney-client privilege. It's well established that attorney-client privilege attaches to and protects disclosures, communications between a client, of course, and his attorney that
Right.
is intended to be and kept confidential
Right.
for the purposes of obtaining legal advice. Pretty simple. Everybody understands attorney-client.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Can I
All
ask my
right.
question before you move on, or do
Hurry
you want me
up.
to wait?
Yes.
Okay. All right. It covers the work product covers what the person themselves also does, or only what the attorney
No,
seeks.
no, work product example, like if an insurance company goes out and takes photographs of a scene of a crash,
Right.
okay, that can be that's work product or
Okay.
photographs.
So the attorney doesn't need to be the one to initiate the work product. The client can, prior to initiating with the attorney, seek their own work product and then it be rolled in.
Yeah, it's not so simple as that, but
Okay.
if the client is anticipating litigation, you could make the argument that it's work product.
Okay. Okay. And
Okay.
then does
Now,
it have to be
insurance
paid
companies are a
for?
little different because they're common, like almost an agent to the
Right.
attorneys that they have
Yeah.
on staff. So
Right.
it's a little bit of a gray area as far as that goes, but
Yeah.
it's more for the attorney's work product.
Okay.
But let's continue on.
Well, does it have to be paid for? That was my second question.
Oh
Or does it
no,
have to be hired? Okay.
money, no, nothing to do with
All
it.
right. All right. Good. Okay.
All right, so the court
Yeah.
says,
Okay.
applying these principles of the attorney-client privilege, that the AI documents lack at least two, if not all three, of the elements of attorney-client privilege. All
Okay.
right. First, it says the AI documents are not communications between CEO and a lawyer. That was
Right.
number. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
lawyer
That's clear.
maintains, and of course the lawyer, the CEO and lawyer both concede that Claude is
Isn't
not
an
an
attorney.
attorney.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Concede that. And so
Are
that
we
was
headed?
one.
Yeah.
And then the common attorney is relevant because they use inputs. What was the next one? Number two was, the communications between the CEO and Claude are not privileged and confidential. And here's kind of got him on this one because the platform is even though it was a private AI platform, the policies say that, let's see, that the company collects data from both the users, inputs and outputs in the Claude to train, and it can disclose to third parties and so forth. Remember, attorney-client privilege, you can't disclose it to third parties. So the communications number two is not
Okay. So
private
basically
and
that
privileged.
violates. So that would violate attorney-client privilege because you've already intentionally shared it with someone that you knew shared
Oh
with
yeah,
third party.
let's say I represent you.
Yep.
and you come into my office. We're going to talk about your deposition. Prepare
Yep.
you.
Right.
And Crystal comes in and she's sitting here. And
Right. Okay.
Crystal's not a party.
Correct.
Defense attorney can depose Crystal. Tell me everything that was
That they
said
said.
in that meeting between Jason and Mr. Reed.
There it is. Okay, got you. Yeah. So that I see that.
And
That
that
makes sense.
happens all the times where people will bring their spouse.
Oh no.
No, and I got to say, you can't come in.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they're like, why not? I'm like, because that violates the attorney-client privilege and you're out.
Yeah. Ooh, that makes so much more sense now. Oh, what a vulnerability that creates. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it says, which is interesting, it said Hafner did not communicate with Claude for the purpose of obtaining legal advice. This is where the court says, well, if your lawyer had told you to go to Claude,
Right.
ask these types of questions and kind of do a little
Right.
work to say, I'm going to save Jason money. So I'm going to say,
Yeah.
look, here you go to AI,
Get the
and I'm going
process
to save you
started.
a $5,000 because I'm charging $1,000 an hour. You go ask him these kind of questions, and you write down everything he says.
Mm-hmm.
That could have been work product because the lawyer directed the CEO to do this. In
It's
this case, the court found the lawyer did not direct the
yeah.
CEO. The CEO did this all on his own.
Yeah. And I think you'd still run into the issue of it being shared with a third party so they could just subpoena the company for the records.
Exactly. Oh, I agree.
But yeah.
That would be problematic.
Yeah.
But at least you'd have a better argument that it's work product, if
Right.
nothing
You'd
else.
at least a foothold there. Yeah. If there was direction
This
given. Yeah.
judge here
Yeah.
shot him down on all of them. One,
Yeah.
Claude's not an attorney.
Nope.
Two, the communications
Nope.
with Claude were not confidential because of the policies that the underlying Anthropic, which I guess is, I don't know, call it a Google or a this or that, are not confidential because they can share them with anybody. And then three, the communications with Claude was not for the purposes of obtaining legal advice. It was kind of trying to, kind of do your own thing before a lawyer. Either way,
Yeah.
the moral of the story, which I personally did not realize until about 12:30 this afternoon is, and just so you know, I'm still the dinosaur that doesn't use AI.
Yeah.
I'm sure my daughters do. I'm sure people that
Unfortunately.
I know do.
Oh
I
yeah.
know a lot of people do. I just don't and haven't. But whatever.
Yeah.
Uh, but it's funny. On that note, I was driving home the other day. On a little side note, I was
Mm-hmm.
driving home the other day, and it was a word puzzle on one of the radio station. He says it's a 5-letter word, starts with a C, ends with M, and you might put it in a drink.
Okay.
Starts with C, 5 letters, ends with M. You might put it in a drink.
Okay.
What do you think?
Oh, geez, Paul. I wasn't
Well,
ready for quizzes today. I don't know. I was thinking Ice Cube, but that's 4.
all right.
I don't know. Coke? No, that's 4.
No, you might put it in a drink. But
I don't
was
know.
impatient as well. So I said,
Yeah.
Leanne, you got ChatGPT, don't you? Yeah. I said,
Cream! Barbara says cream!
Yes.
Oh my word!
I've
Barbara,
got my
thank
own
you.
AI. I've got mom.
Okay, that's a great point. Can I sidebar here for a second?
Go ahead.
I heard a student the other day. I was hearing 2 students talk, and they're in college, and one of them was like, "Oh, I was on the phone with my friend, and she was writing an essay, and she, I'm verbose, but she's not. She needed a couple extra words, so I was trying to help her reword some parts of her essay." And I just had this moment where I'm like, "Dude, how is that okay? You're just getting student help, collaborative help. We did that all the time in college, right? But getting AI help is so frowned upon, and I'm not making the case for AI, but it's so difficult to like, Barbara, thank you for the word cream. You bailed me out. But like the help could come if the help comes. Is it AI or Barbara? I don't
Well,
know.
that's
That's a
in lies the dilemma,
the
isn't it?
dilemma. Yeah,
Yeah. Is I
yeah.
can just pick up this phone, type in whatever, and get the answer without really having to think about it, without having to put a mental thoughts and so forth. Yeah, but either way, that's
That's
fodder for
rough.
another time.
Yeah,
But here's
powder for another
basically so
keg.
the two things to take away from this.
Okay,
The court said obviously Claude's not an attorney, so you got no attorney-client privilege.
right.
And then he says here, there's no dispute that the CEO acted on his own when he created the AI documents, noting that defense counsel did not direct CEO to run Claude searches.
Got it.
And because AI documents were not prepared at the behest of counsel, did not disclose counsel's strategy, they do not merit work product. So the
Okay.
bottom line for all you individuals out there getting divorced, you're like, oh, I wouldn't use it. Oh, make no mistake. There are
Everybody.
people that probably won't listen to
Yes.
this,
Yeah.
but who are out there on Chat GPT
Yeah.
blowing it up, or
Stop
Claude
doing it.
or Betty or
Stop.
Johnny or whatever your AI is
Stop.
blowing it up,
Yep.
trying to figure out how to screw the other side
Yep. Yeah.
and
Stop
how to
doing it. Stop doing it.
maximize my child support, my alimony, my
Yep.
vacations, my 401k, all those things that
Can
come
be
with
used against you.
divorce law.
That's
But
right.
understand this, evidently, according to at least one federal court in the Southern District of New York, that's not attorney-client privilege and it's not work product. So I would be very careful about using AI if you are either in litigation or you are anticipating being in litigation.
Yeah. All right. So I've got a couple of questions then.
Yeah, shoot.
All right. And these are just kind of like yeah, opinion kind of questions. So what would your cautions be to people? I mean, you just gave me that, like using AI for everything. Like because literally people are using it for everything to discuss my feelings about this or that. Did you know one of the number one uses, period, is for companionship and just conversation? Like you tell it everything and you think it's the only one listening and you can spill your heart to it and I don't. What are your cautions when it comes to a legal perspective? You just gave them, I think, but what?
Well, that's and it's what's funny, 1984, the book,
Mm,
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Go
mm,
back even farther, Nostradamus. If you read some of his
sure.
predictions, well, there's a Sylvester Stallone. God bless him. Didn't think I'd be citing no slide today, but there's a movie called The Renaissance Man.
Yeah.
Okay, that's where Wesley Snipes is a criminal. And somebody brings him back for a reason. Sylvester Stallone was a frozen cop. They brought him back to fight Wesley Snipes, and I forget the
Demolition Man,
Demolition Man.
1993. Yes.
Demolition Man. Okay,
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Renaissance.
Yeah. Renaissance Man is a different movie.
Okay. Well, anyway, it was okay. Demolition Man. What bottom
Yeah.
line is, he and what was the brunette's name in Demolition Man?
Oh.
Sandra
Oh.
Bullock,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah. I think so.
They're gonna have sex, right? And he's
Okay.
all excited, and he's got his robe on, and she brings out a towel, and she sits down with a towel, and they put on virtual reality hats, right?
Okay. Okay.
They start having sex that way, and he
Okay.
he he freaks out, takes the hat off. Whoa, what is this? He goes, "We're
Okay.
having whatever."
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
He goes, da 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 da,
The
and
new age.
he says, can't we just do it the old-fashioned way? Ew, no, icky. you know. So
Jeez. Yeah.
I on my transition, I saw something the other day where yeah, there was a bar, and I
Hmm.
think New York or Chicago, one of the big cities, had a bring your AI date to dinner,
Hmm.
and like 40
What?
50 people replied, but actually three guys showed up, and they're sitting there like this on the
No.
table with their phone with their AI dates.
No. No. No.
Yeah,
No. Oh, Paul,
yeah.
we're doomed. We're
So two
doomed.
things. One, poor women, you're screwed. You know,
We are
and
doomed.
guys, I guess that can go to flip side too, evidently.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. All right. So last question
But I
then.
would agree with you when you just said, you know,
Yeah, that's
that people are just using
for
their
everything.
phones for companionship.
So last question, and this one's more like a future what if. Do
Mhm.
you think because of cases like this and perhaps some other situations where people may have said something like that, not knowing it would be used this way or whatever, we might not see some sort of AI Miranda rights in the future where anything prior to this moment or arrest may not be used against, like, because
Well, I mean, the government can enact anything when it comes to the criminal. This would be more state oriented than the federal. Federal government's not changing the federal
yeah,
rules of criminal procedure to deal with this AI crap. I can tell you that. They
yeah,
can't even agree on whether today is Friday or not. So they're definitely not going to care about this. This will be something that the courts deal with
yeah,
on a case by case basis. Um, I know, but because I think the what's the term I'm looking for? The rules are in place to deal with it. You have attorney-client
mm,
privilege
yeah,
and you have work product. Other than that, if you go out there, Jason, you put your crap on Facebook, no different,
go,
right?
yes, yeah, yeah.
It's not attorney-client privilege.
I've
It's
seen
not
people
Facebook.
asking for help on
It's
Facebook
well,
too,
here's
and
the
I'm
deal.
like,
I don't have it in
stop
front of me.
talking,
I have
stop
a
talking.
on our sign up packet, we have a social media
Yes,
alert. And I have people sign and say, look, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, you
yeah,
know about it. Whether, and even having them sign it, they still screw up. I mean,
yeah,
just that simple. I will tell you the story, what created our social media alert. One of my best friends I've known I'm 61, so I've known him at least 50 years, grew up with him, gets in a crash that has shoulder surgery. And the issue is whether or not the crash was the causation of the surgery, right? Okay, well, we didn't agree, so we're heading to trial. And before you go to trial, like I said before, the defense attorney or defense, gets to send you to their doctor. Their
mm,
doctor examines you and this, that, and the other. Well, my buddy tells the doctor I can't lift my injured arm above, 90 degrees, 180, 90, 45, and so forth. Okay, doc notes that in his report. Great. All right. The same month, which was just a few months before trial, my buddy's down in Key West. And my buddy, God love him, been known to have a beer or two.
oh,
And so he's got a beer in one hand, right? And he's
yeah,
high fiving some Indian statue in Key West like this.
yeah,
Now, 2 weeks ago, I couldn't move my arm above 90 degrees. In Key West with my beer, I'm high fiving a statue.
there you go.
So we get to trial in December of 2018 or 19.
You look like you're doing fine, sir. Yeah,
Yeah, well, no,
yeah.
no, no. Back in the day, they didn't have all the video crap. So you
All
have this
right,
big white board,
billboard.
the
Yeah, yeah,
doctor's
the
report
pin
highlighted
boards.
saying can't
Yeah,
move arm above 90 degree without significant pain and discomfort. Beside that, you have a picture of my buddy in Hiawatha and a beer high-fiving him. You know when you've lost your trial, and believe
no,
me,
go ahead.
you tried enough. When you see the jury do this, you ready?
Mm. Oh, jeez. I thought you were gonna do this.
Hey,
We're like,
hey, Junior, turn around and pack up this crap. We gone.
we're
And
out. Yeah.
that's
Well,
what happened. So January
future
after
511.
Christmas, the social media alert was created.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So
100%.
anyway,
Yeah.
there's rules in place, but I don't think this is any different.
Yeah. No.
If you post up on Snapchat or Instagram or Facebook, I don't know, all of them, well, that's
Right.
subject to being discovered.
Yeah.
This here is just you're not posting pictures, but you are discussing things with a non-attorney that could
Right.
be discoverable. Yeah.
Yeah. Canon will be used against you.
An
That's right.
example, if you and I are chatting,
Yep.
someone would come and say, hey, did you discuss this motor vehicle crash with Mr. Reed at any time
Mm,
on your trip to California? Yeah, he told me that he was at fault and
mm.
that he didn't realize that he was doing 90 miles an hour and he was smoking a joint and drinking beer and blah blah blah, but reading a book and
Holy
doing all
cow!
these things.
And putting his
Well,
makeup on.
they can come in and ask you all that. No
Yeah.
different than if you say, Chat GPT, if I was,
Yeah. Wow.
5 beers, but it'd been 3 hours since I
I
left
wouldn't put it
Bahama
past.
Breeze and was going
Oh.
home, would I be intoxicated?
Yeah, I wouldn't put it past. Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Well, Mr.
Yep.
Crawford, why did you ask
Why did you ask
Claude,
that?
2 days after your arrest, whether or not if you had 5 beers at the Bahama Breeze and waited 2 hours to drive home, would you be intoxicated?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now
And you know what's funny?
you're a criminal, trial, so you wouldn't be deposed but you see my point.
Yeah, I do. And what's
Let's just say it's a
funny?
civil case and you crash into somebody, you get deposed.
Well, yeah. And what's really interesting is
Your
that
response, I was just curious.
I was just curious. But see,
Yeah.
with AI, the more general you are, the worse answers you get. So in order to get a good answer, you got to be very specific. So that would be like, I had 5 Miller Lights, and then
Well,
here's
and
the time frame, and that like they're gonna have everything,
that's
bro.
exactly what it would say. I had
Yes.
5 Miller Lights, 1 shot of tequila. I was at the bar 3 hours, and then I got 2 cups of water and left an hour later. What would my blood alcohol level be if I weighed 180 pounds?
Yes. Oh, Paul, yes. Yes.
Well, all right. Well, let's
Oh
let's
man.
okay. So
Yeah.
the Brandon Injury and Wellness Center, the best medical clinic for basically auto crashes, slip and falls, and if you're injured here in Brandon, it's of course my daughter, advanced nurse practitioner, God bless her, my brother Jody Reed, former Major League Baseball player. They're out trying to drum up some business at the Tampa Bay Trial Lawyers Association's annual golf tournament. I
Okay.
would be there, but for my shoulder is done, and I'm not supposed to. I'm having surgery in the
Mm,
coming weeks. But
yeah.
they're out there. They got a tent. I think they're on the 13th hole, passing out alcohol. God bless the Reeds. Playing some little games and getting to know the local trial lawyers, which
Yeah.
are
Good.
personal injury lawyers, and hopefully all the success to them. I'm gonna leave here about 2 o'clock and head out that direction.
Oh, good.
It's my understanding that one of the cocktails being served is Miller Lite, a favorite of mine.
A favorite of
So
mine.
Millie and
A
I are going to
staple.
cut out and just let me show you something. So for Christmas, everybody, if you haven't seen Millie, well, she's not here, but it's my Australian Shepherd that comes to
Yeah.
work.
Yep.
She's usually right over there, but I don't know where she's at. I think there's pizza in the building, but she's not here. But look at what I got for a Christmas present, which is
Okay.
now.
Oh my word. Yeah, that's her for sure.
That's Millie. Look at the
Good old
cocktail.
Millie.
Look at the little cocktail.
That's awesome.
All
Oh
right.
man.
Yeah. That's people crack up. That just went up a week
Yeah.
ago. I love
Dude,
it.
that's
All
great.
right, well,
That's
take
great.
us out of here. Tell Mom I
You got
said
it.
hello. I'll call her later,
All right,
and I'll
Barbara,
see her
thank you for
Sunday.
cream.
I'll tell her see her Sundays for church, and other than that, that's what we have. I hope that people will kind of understand how this AI and litigation can
Yeah.
be, excuse me, problematic.
Yeah.
All
Good
right,
show.
we're out.
All right.
Reed and Reed, it's like having a lawyer in the family.